Alright, what's up everyone, InKensify here. It's been quite a while since we've had any sort of Kuro 2 news, but Falcom has just released a teaser trailer and some gameplay footage and a little bit more details, so I'm excited to see what we got. So let's get started. Whoa, went all red. It feels like the start of a movie trailer or something. Red mare. Red Grendel. I'm liking how this is starting. Oh, Lane. Ooh. Ooh. Hang on, let's look at this end sequence one more time. So Lane in her new attire. Not bad. Not bad at all, but I do have to say, I do like her attire from the first game a little bit more. Maybe I just have to see it more in action or something. But if the game is going to start you off with Vaughn and Elaine, I'm definitely all for it. You know, especially about learning a lot more about the two of them in the first game. That's for sure. Yeah, and I guess that's it for the teaser trailer. Wow. They definitely put a little bit more effort into this one compared to the previous ones, I think. Wow. What a place to pause. Alright, so I guess let's check out the gameplay footage now. So let me see if I can pull that up. So we got about 2 minutes of gameplay footage. Unfortunately, there's no sound to this. So right off the bat, let's see if we can see anything new. Now, on this UI, it looks like they added a search and some shortcuts. And obviously, we got some new character artwork and this little run icon. Let me show you guys the artwork here. Right there, right up the top left. So let's check out this gameplay footage, see if we can spot anything new that they have done. Oh, there's a shard on the floor. Oh. So they added the ability to do arts in field combat. That's at least a step up. I mean, it's not much, but it definitely helps considering, you know, obviously for some enemies where they're highly resistant to physical, being able to do arts damage with anybody definitely helps. What else we got? And it looks like, I don't remember if the break gauge or the stun gauge was always there, but they have one now. Yeah, right above the HP bar for the enemy. Oh, and it looks like they changed how the turn order thing looks right up the top. I definitely like how they changed it though. There's more clarity on who's actually going next, because you couldn't really tell on the previous one. So I like this change already. Much better. Yeah, there's more clarity on where somebody is going when it comes to the turn order. So much nicer. Oh wait, what is this? Hang on. You can look down here. Exceed chain. What? Wait, there was a L1S boost exceed chain. So the bottom left is pretty much the same. What else have they added onto this? What is an XC chain? Show me. Whoa. Huh? Wait, do that again. So it requires an S boost to do. Oh my god. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the combo crafts from the Calvard Arc. That's kind of what it is, huh? That's really neat, actually. EX chain. Yeah, I like that change. That's really nice. That's really, really nice. Whoa, what the heck? So they gave him an intro to the S-Craft? Let me look at that one more time. You know what? I actually kind of like that too, because what I really wish they did was, you know, give some sort of cut-in for the S-Crafts like the previous games. At least giving somebody something before they begin their S-Craft is at least adds a nice little touch to it, I have to say. I would assume his S-Craft is pretty much the same. Yeah, same thing. Okay. I got about a minute. What else? Show me the goods. Yeah, that's so much nicer because you don't have to be up close all the time. That is much better. Good on you, Falcom. You did something nice. So what I've been hoping is, since the field combat in the first game was so bare bones, I was hoping they would at least expand on it in some way. And at least adding the arts thing to it is a step in the right direction. Now, I don't think they did anything beyond that, but it's a nice little update at least, so you can do combat with basically everybody in field combat, right? So that's at least something. But if there's more to this throughout the game, if they expand on it a little bit more, that would be pretty neat, I would say. But I don't think they did anything beyond this. Oh, and I just realized they added an icon for dodging on the screen, because you didn't have an icon for dodging before, I think. Right? I don't remember. I guess I never noticed it. But yeah, cool. So that was the 2 minutes of gameplay footage, and you know, I'm more or less pretty pleased with what I've seen, at least so far. So let's go over some information. I'm pretty sure it's mostly what we know already, at least because they're introing the characters. So let's just give a quick look at it. So let's see. Alright, so here's their newly updated teaser website, and wow, this is really something. Alright, so let's see what we got. Let's go over the characters first before we go over the screenshots. So obviously we have our main character Von Arkwright, so let's see what they have to say about him this time. So he is a young man who works as the head of the Arkwright Solutions office in Eda City and a self-professed lover of suites, saunas, and orbital vehicles. As a Spriggan, he differs from the police or bracers in that he handles requests in the gray area, but is well connected in both the public and underworld of society due to his work. While searching for the 8 prototype orbits known as the Octogenesis at Agnes's request, he transformed into the bluish-black creature known as Grendel, the holocore mare installed into his combat orbit, and fought against the mafia organization Armada in various places. With the destruction of Armada, whose struggle over Genesis terrified the Republic, the members of the office temporarily disbanded. Von currently seems to be living his hard-boiled days, his words, alone and carefree in an empty office. Alright, so here's our 2 screenshots of Von. Yeah, so this is the little... You know, now that I look at this again, you know what this reminds me of? So, I don't know how many of you have played Scarlet Nexus, but this reminds me of when you pressed one of their action buttons, you had this little sort of action prior to actually doing the skill. So that's what it kind of reminds me of. And second screenshot, we just got Vaughn and Elaine probably having a very pleasant conversation with each other, as always. Alright, and now Agnes Claudel, a first-year student at Aramis High School, a prestigious school in either city, and a member of the Student Council and General Affairs Department. Characterized by her polite speech and tidy and kind atmosphere, she has a strong will that can never be tainted, even in the face of the darkness of society and gray matters that come with being a Spriggan. She met Vaughn while searching for the 8 prototype orbits known as the Genesis, the legacy of her great-grandfather, and continues her search as she works part-time as his assistant. With the 7 of the 8 Genesis in hand, she is currently preparing for the school arts festival while regularly helping out at the office and searching for the 8th Genesis. While she respects Vaughn as head of the office, she also holds special feelings for him. Okay, screenshot of Agnes's new outfit. Yeah, if the game's gonna start you off with Agnes, Elaine, and Vaughn as the party, I'm all for it. And lastly, our lovely Elaine Auclair. An A-rank bracer in the Republic of Calvard who works as an ace under the nickname Sword Maiden. Her masterclass skills with the sword and dignified good looks have made her the center of media attention, but she has declined interviews from every industry including model, magazines, and acting outside of any coverage as a poster girl in the Bracer Guild. During her school days, she spent the brief flowers of her youth with Vaughn as sweethearts, but he disappeared one day without warning. 7 years later, they reunited. While their strained relationship continued, with each holding onto the past, they were able to gradually meet each other halfway. Meanwhile, news comes in that the Central Intelligence Department's Gamma Squad was slaughtered by someone in the corner of Eda City, and that a Crimson Beast was found at the scene. And our plot begins. And our screenshots of Elaine and Vaughn. High speed mode? High speed mode on launch? Wait, Pog? Thank you? Falcom. Amazing. That's a game changer already. Thank you, Falcom. Very cool. I'll gladly take high speed mode on launch. That's what I desperately wanted for the first game. And lastly, we just have a couple screenshots to look over. And immediately, I'm super excited to look at these. Let's start off here. First one, this looks like our Crimson SiN, the Red Grendel, okay. And then we have Ren encountering 2 individuals. One's got a orbit rifle, and the other person is wielding some sort of entity / black hand. Don't look familiar, at least not right off the bat. And I guess this is those twins. Are they twins? Let me see. I guess it's those 2, right? Are they? No. They're definitely different looking, I think, but whatever. And it looks like they're executing a craft here. I have no idea what this is. I guess this is just... It looks like a barrel of a gun or something. An extremely large barrel. And I guess it looks like some kind of eye right there. Some sort of twins dynamic here. And then this is the red mare we saw from the teaser trailer. That's assisting the Crimson SiN, looks like. Alright, the next up is... Oh my god, it's SiN! The glow up, man. Older / new engine. Looking mighty nice, I have to say. I definitely had a feeling we would run into SiN / Nadia at some point, and the fact that we're probably going to do that, and the second game is going to be so exciting. And once they, like, obviously there's only SiN here, but we have to see Nadia too, right? And there's also a pretty good likelihood we will see C. I'm guessing. Because they're traveling together, right? They can't be just separated. Unless they're doing separate things. Well, for whatever reason. Right? And it looks like we're... this is either some sort of mini cutscene or we're in combat or whatever. But man, looking forward to this. Definitely looking forward to this. Oh, shit. Chain hit 49. Damage bonus 1.9. So is this the receiving end? Oh god. It's gonna do automatic 2.2 times damage. That's brutal. Yeah, this is most definitely her doing her Stigma S-Craft. And my god, it looks like it's going to be quite painful. And I really do hope it is painful. Because the first game is a joke when it comes to difficulty. Like a complete joke. So please make this at least any sort of semblance of like get wrecked moment. The fact that she does 49 hits, that's wild. I want to see that happen. What? Is that intentional? Looks intentional. So another look at the Crimson Grendel. And we're on some sort of island. Beach resort. Beach episode. And Centra Marsh. Okay. Anything we can spot here? Not that I can see. Yeah, and just some combat screenshots. Kind of already went over this from the 2 minutes of gameplay earlier. Is that it? Oh! Fishing! Whoa! Oh, they changed how the fishing goes. Well, that's nice. More interactive fishing. I'll take it. We can become the master fisherman we always wanted to be. Fish get! Nice. Sky Gill. And that's it. That's all the new screenshots. Cool. Let's read over the story of this game again. So, in S-1209, after the threat of the Mafia organization Armada was gone, the Republic of Calvard regained its former peace. But one day, in a corner of Eda City, a bizarre incident occurs in which a CID, Central Intelligence Department, Special Operations Squad was found slaughtered. The Calvard Police and Bracer Guild began investigating the matter, but sensing that a new time of chaos may come, underground factions also start making moves. Meanwhile, Spriggan von Arcad also begins his investigation, kickstarted by a visit from an unexpected someone. Who is the culprit behind the massacre? Why did they do it? And what will happen to Agnes, who is searching for the 8th Genesis, the last legacy of her great-grandfather? The brutish roar of a crimson beast in an encounter with a young boy and girl seeking something will lead them down a trail they cannot escape. So, after looking through the screenshots, is the young boy and girl Swin and Nadia? Are they searching for something? I have questions. So thank you guys so much for watching. That's it for all the latest Crew 2 news. But let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought. I'm definitely a lot more excited now that we have some more information about the game. So if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. We are nearing 1,000 subscribers and it would definitely mean a lot to reach that milestone. I do have some social media if you guys are interested. You can follow me on Twitter or Twitch. I do stream regularly on Twitch about 3 or 4 days a week. Or you can join my Discord. We can just have some chat there. So once again, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon.